Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. Intense rain has once again caused flash flooding on the Adriatic coast. The northern resort town of Crkvenica received 185 liters of rain per square meter in only 3 hours. Among the hardest hit by the deluge were the primary school and the local sports hall. Firefighters continue to pump water out of homes and places of business throughout the area. More rain is expected to fall overnight. The Jutarnji List Daily reported that the Atlantic Grupa and the Adres Grupa, two sizable Croatian companies with diverse interests, were planning on forming a consortium with other firms and the pension fund to purchase some of Agrokor's key holdings. The paper named Jamnica and Ledo as the new consortium's two initial targets. Adres Grupa appeared to confirm the report, while Atlantic Grupa offered a staunch denial. If the conditions are right, Adres Grupa, and together with other successful Croatian companies, would be ready to participate in seeking a comprehensive solution regarding Agrokor. We are talking about Croatian companies with solid credibility and investment potential. Atlantic Grupa is not participating in any activities related to forming a consortium for the purchase of companies within Agrokor. As a listed company, we would first inform the Zagreb Stock Exchange of any such intentions. Croatia's oldest shipyard at Kraljevica has launched their largest ferry to date at 80 meters long and weighing well over 1,000 tons. The €8 million boat, with a capacity of 100 cars and 600 passengers, will be used to connect the island of Rab with the mainland. I hope we will have many more grand moments such as this one. I hope Jadrolinija, the largest national ferry company, will continue to modernize and order some new boats. The Croatian government stands firmly behind this goal. Interior Minister Davor Božinović announced that funding for new equipment and uniforms for the country's police force would be pushed through in the next 2 months. Union leaders had written an open letter demanding a much-needed upgrade to the force's antiquated equipment. They expressed concern that the outdated equipment was exposing them to more physical injury and even death. Agriculture Minister Tomislav Tolušić was in Virovitica for the opening of the 7th Agro Expo. The minister spoke with farmers and those in the agriculture industry, informing them that the state would not be able to fully reimburse all those affected by this year's drought. Minister Tolušić then added that an independent chamber of agriculture would be more effective in addressing the needs of the country's farmers. For now, the Ministry of Agriculture pays for the Croatian Chamber of Agriculture. What I'd like to see is an independent agricultural chamber. In this case, farmers who receive large subsidies would contribute less than €1 per month in order to fund this independent chamber. The president of the opposition SDP, Davor Bernardić, was in the northern region of Zagorje for a festival dedicated to wine and winemakers. He vowed to bolster the Natural Disaster Fund with more money from the state budget in order to help those affected by this year's extreme weather. The SDP leader then called on the Prime Minister to be more proactive when dealing with a border dispute with Slovenia. Before every upcoming meeting, we want to see a deep analysis of the arbitration court ruling to see exactly where and how much we have lost. We would also like to see all the details of current relations between Croatia and Slovenia, because the border is not the only open question we have. There are many others too. For right now, I'm not seeing any progress whatsoever. I don't want the Prime Minister's meeting to be simply an illusion of something getting accomplished. T-shirts were sold in downtown Zagreb today ahead of next weekend's 18th Terry Fox Run. The humanitarian effort sees all proceeds donated to the Ruđer Bošković Institute for Cancer Research. The Marathon of Hope is held every year in cities around the world in honor of Terry Fox, a young Canadian who died while trying to raise awareness for the fight against cancer. I can proudly say that a portion of the proceeds gathered by these humanitarian donations have gone towards equipping the Center for Bone Marrow Transplantation at the Clinic for Children's Diseases, which we did not have before in Croatia. Croatian high school students from Zagreb have taken home the top prize at an international competition for sustainable development. These 6 students went head-to-head against their peers from 40 countries around the world to come up with innovative ways to improve the future. The Croatian team submitted 2 research studies, one on the effects of high levels of CO2 on honeybees, and the other on how mosquitoes react to colored water. We addressed some very interesting topics dealing with ecology and sustainable development. Both bees and mosquitoes are incredibly important topics around the world. Bees are crucial for agriculture, while mosquitoes carry many diseases, so it's important we track their movements. Taking a quick look at sports in tennis, Croatia's Davis Cup team is playing Colombia in World Group playoff action in Bogota. Marin Cilic and Nikola Mektic are currently facing off against Juan Sebastian Cabal and Alejandro Falla, with the score tied at 2 sets each. Marin Cilic opened up the competition yesterday by defeating Alejandro Gonzalez in straight sets, while Franco Škugor lost to Santiago Giraldo in the second round, losing 3 sets to 2. In basketball, Ivica Skelin was officially named as the new head coach of the men's national team. Skelin was the first assistant to previous coach Aleksandar Petrovic, who stepped down after the team's disappointing performance at the European Basketball Championships. The new coach said it was time to start developing the country's young talent. The period ahead of us is extremely important because it's time to switch our focus onto the younger generation of players. Those players who previously didn't see much playing action will now be the focus moving forward. Tomorrow's weather calls for cloudy skies with scattered showers and thunderstorms in the first half of the day. The Adriatic coast can expect more of the intense rain seen recently. Skies will clear in the afternoon across the country, with rain still possible in the far south. The Adriatic will see a strong southwesterly and westerly wind, while a southeasterly is expected overnight in the far south. Morning lows of between 10 and 15 in the interior and between 16 and 22 on the coast will give way to highs of 21 to 26 degrees Celsius and only up to 19 in the mountains. Next week looks to begin with clear skies and plenty of sunshine in most regions. Gorski Kotar and central Croatia will continue to see afternoon showers. Rain will spread around the continent by Tuesday, with more intense storms in places. A moderate northerly wind will usher in cooler temperatures. The coast can expect rain until Wednesday, with northern areas getting heavy downpours. A northeasterly starting in the north on Tuesday will strengthen and affect the whole coast by Wednesday. And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night.